Hello everyone. In part 12 of nucleophilic addition to carbonyl, we have discussed imine formation by addition elimination mechanism. And imine formation that takes place between carbonyl compound and 1 degree amine, that is RNH2 type. But in this video we will discuss enamine formation by addition elimination. This has some similarity with the previous reaction, but only difference is now the amine that we will use, that will be secondary amine. Okay, otherwise there will be some similarity, but there is also some dissimilarity. And for the previous video you can click on the link appearing on the screen. So let's start. Addition of secondary amine to carbon, and we are calling it, that is the final product is enamine, which is basically combination of two names, alkene and amine, that is in and amine, together it is enamine. So in enamine there is CC double bond, then single bond N. This unit will be present. So in is for this part and amine that is for another part. Okay, so amine, it will be it is a combination of two groups, that is why it is called enamine. Here we have taken this carbonyl compound, there may be any substitution in presence of 2 degree amine R2NH. And remember this R2NH, though here I have taken open chain amine, but it may be cyclic also, like this 5-member ring or 6-member ring. In presence of this R2NH, that is 2 degree amine, and acid catalyst HX. We may not use acid catalyst sometimes, that is also fine, it depends on substrate to substrate, but most of the time acid catalyst is taken. And there is formation of iminium ion. Now in case of 1 degree amine, in the previous video we have seen there is also formation of CN double bond, but there we have only one R group, that is why nitrogen is not positively charged. But here we have two R groups and nitrogen is positively charged, that is why it is not imine but it is iminium ion. And finally this hydrogen at alpha position of carbonyl and the X minus, that is the counter ion, that is a counter ion of this positively charged nitrogen. This X and H that will be removed and acid catalyst that is regenerated, and finally we are getting this type of unit, that is CC double bond, then CN single bond, and it is known as enamine. So this is the general scheme, because there may be any other group present. Next we will see some important features of this reaction. So secondary amines form iminium ion, and that is the first step, and the second step is it will change to enamine, that is CC double bond then single bond nitrogen. The reaction is reversible. Enamines behave a lot like their chemical cousin enols. Now enol is CC double bond then OH. So enol is basically combination of in plus ol. In for CC double bond, ol for OH. So it has some similarity. Why? Because this CC, up to this CC part it is common, and after that we have C single bond OH, but here we have C single bond NR2. So that is why it has some similarity. And next is that, as I have said, that cyclic amines that are also used. Now cyclic amines are more favored compared to the open chain amine. Now why it is so? Because when it is cyclic structure, it is more compact in nature compared to the open chain structure, where we will have R groups like this. So these are more, that is spreading towards outside, but if it is cyclic, it is very compact in nature. So most of the examples that you will see in the books, you will see that it is involving the cyclic amine, not the open chain amine. Now we will see the mechanism. So in mechanism we have taken HX, but remember acid is not an absolute requirement for this reaction, particularly with the imine formation. That is, for the first step acid catalyst is not so important, but in the second step it is important. In presence of HX, first there will be protonation of this oxygen, and oxygen is now protonated, counter ion is X minus, that is the conjugate base of the acid. Next, in presence of the cyclic 2 degree amine, R2NH, there will be attack of this lone pair of nitrogen to carbon, and now oxygen is neutral but nitrogen is positively charged, and this is the counter ion. Now there will be proton exchange. So this proton, now it will be going towards this side. You can also do one thing, that is, if you are not mentioning HX in the first step, then you can also mention HX in the second step, where this OH, it will take a proton from HX and it will be converted to H2+. But as we have already used HX in the first step, that is why now nitrogen is positively charged, and this hydrogen, now it will be transferred to oxygen. So minus H plus, then plus H plus. Now oxygen is positively charged and it is OH2. Next, this OH2 will be removed, that is minus water. And when it will be removed, then we can write it as this lone pair of one nitrogen. This is making double bond, that is CN double bond, and this water is removed. Now nitrogen is positively charged and X minus, that is also present here. Now finally there will be proton removal. So this alpha carbon and this is alpha hydrogen, this will be removed. And finally we are getting, all these are general structure. Finally we are getting enamine, that is CC double bond, then N. So this CC double bond, single bond N, that is the enamine unit. Fine. The nucleophilicity of the carbon of enamine, that is, we are talking about this carbon. This carbon is that is original carbonyl carbon is this one, right? So this carbon is adjacent carbon, that is alpha carbon. So this alpha carbon is nucleophilic in nature because of this type of resonance. There will be negative charge. So this will act as nucleophile. Now this type of nucleophilicity of this alpha carbon of enamine, it makes it particularly useful reagent in organic synthesis. Now how it is so? Let's take an example. So suppose we have one ketone compound which is not, it may be ketone or it may be aldehyde also, which is not active. That is, the groups that are attached at these two positions, suppose if it is electron donating, obviously this hydrogen will not be acidic in nature. Now if we want to do alpha alkylation, this is alpha carbon, we have to remove this hydrogen and we have to use R prime X. So we want to make this compound, that is R prime substitution, H is replaced by R prime. So we have to use R prime X, that is alkyl halide, in presence of some base. But if it is unactivated, then hydrogen is not acidic, so base will not capture this hydrogen and the corresponding carbon ion, that will not be very stable. As a result, this direct reaction that I have written here, that is base and R prime X, that is not possible. So in this type of unactivated ketone or aldehyde, we can use enamine. So first we will convert this carbonyl compound to enamine. So conversion of ketone to enamine, we have taken R2NH in presence of acid catalyst, and this is the enamine. Next there will be alkylation of enamine. So this C minus, basically you can also first generate C minus over this carbon and then you can attack this R prime, X will be removed and there will be C double bond N. This is positively charged and X minus is the counter ion. Finally we will do hydrolysis and we will get back the original carbonyl compound. So basically by using enamine, we are making this unactivated ketone activated, because now this carbon will be nucleophilic in nature, because the lone pair over nitrogen, that will be pushed and NC double bond will be formed. As a result, there will be negative charge over this carbon. So this is the utility of enamine in organic synthesis. Now we will see some examples of transformation using enamine. So the first example is we have cyclohexanone, and at alpha position there is CH2CH2Cl. So first we will convert it to enamine. Now I am using cyclic amine, secondary amine. This is pyrrolidine in presence of H+. There will be formation of enamine. Okay. Next, the reagent that we will use, CC double bond Cn. So this lone pair, it will be making a NC double bond. Attack will be at this carbon. Double bond will be shifted. There will be negative charge over nitrogen. Sorry, it is not here. Double bond is here. There is negative charge. Now this nitrogen, it is positive in nature. So now this hydrogen, if we remove, then negative charge will be generated, negative positive, nitrogen will be neutral. So this proton which is removed, that is minus H+, that can come here. So negative charge, that will be again making Cn triple bond, and the H+ that is removed, that will be attached here. So what we are getting? There is CC double bond. And finally we will do hydrolysis in presence of acid. So this will be that is hydronium ion, and we will get back this molecule, that is our original amine will be generated plus this molecule will be formed. Okay. Next example, Me2CH2CHO. Now this hydrogen, that is replaced by this group, CH3CO group. So first we will use, now I am taking piperidine. It is just like pyrrolidine, only difference is it is 6 membered. CN we can write it first this species, and then also we can do this step. If I remove this hydrogen and write it here as CH bond, then nitrogen would be neutral. So we are getting Me2C double bond C, nitrogen, hydrogen. Now for MeCO, we will use CH3CO Cl. Now the lone pair over nitrogen, it will be moved, Cl will be removed. So what we are getting? Me2C COCH3 double bond N. Now nitrogen is positively charged, H, and Cl minus counter. Now finally hydrolysis in presence of acidic condition, and we will get back this molecule. That is, it is written in different way, but actually these two molecules will be same. I am writing it again, Me2C CO double bond, and at alpha position there is substitution of COCH. So here at alpha position of cyclohexanone, this is alpha position, we have this moiety. We have to substitute this. So for this moiety we will take the bromo compound, that is at this carbon there will be bromo. But first we have to make the enamine. Suppose I am taking piperidine, it is just like pyrrolidine, only one, this is 6 membered, pyrrolidine is 5 membered, that is the difference. CC double bond. So this is our enamine, and here we will take bromine substituted aromatic compound, and I am writing this nitrogen in extended form. Why? Because I want to show you the mechanism. It will attack here, double bond will be shifted, and there will be that is NO double bond will be broken, negative charge will be over oxygen. Nitrogen is positively charged. Here we have NO2. Now Br that will be removed and aromaticity is regenerated. NO2. Now the ring is aromatic. There is NO2 at para position also. And finally, if we do hydrolysis in acid medium, there will be formation of this final target molecule. Okay, minus Br minus. Next example, that is also cyclohexanone. Now at alpha position we have formyl group. Now for formyl, the reagent that we will use is Me2NCHO plus POCl3, and this reaction will be done in presence of dichloromethane solvent. So first I will show how to generate the reagent for formyl group. So here the lone pair over oxygen, it will attack phosphorus. One of the chlorine will be removed and that chlorine will be attached to carbon. So Me2N COP double bond O ClCl ClH. Next lone pair over nitrogen, it will make NC double bond and CO bond will be removed, and we are getting Me2N double bond CHCl positive charge over nitrogen. So this is actually our formylating agent. But first we have to make the enamine. Now I am taking another type of secondary amine that is also used for enamine. It is morpholine. It is also like piperidine, only difference is that we have oxygen. Now I will write this reagent here, Me2N CHCl. Now lone pair over nitrogen, it will make double bond. There will be attack over carbon. I'll show you clearly. And nitrogen will be neutral. So we are getting CNMe2 HCl. Now after hydrolysis, basically we will get finally the target molecule, and remember in this hydrolysis this part will be removed also. So at these two bonds there will be CO double bond. So here by hydrolysis in presence of acid, basically two things are going on. One is carbonyl carbon group, that is we are getting back, and formation of CO double bond in the alpha position formyl group. Okay, so this is our target molecule, final molecule. So that is all about this video. If you find it helpful, please like, share and subscribe. I'll meet you in the next video, and the important links you will find in the description box. Thank you for your time.